You're not weak for missing them. You're not crazy for wanting to reach out. You're trauma bonded, and that's what makes no contact so hard. Going no contact with a narcissist isn't just about blocking them. It's about breaking a psychological and emotional addiction that was designed to keep you hooked. You may feel guilt. You may feel panic. You may question yourself, even after all the pain. But that's not weakness. That's what they trained you to feel. In this full guide, I'm going to walk with you through why going no contact hurts so much, what the narcissist will try to do when you pull away, and how to survive the silence and find peace in it. Take a deep breath. You're not alone anymore. Most people think going no contact is just blocking a number. But for survivors of narcissistic abuse, it's one of the hardest emotional decisions they'll ever make. Why? Because this isn't just about walking away from someone who hurt you. It's about walking away from the version of them you hoped was real. The one they showed you in the beginning. The one they used to pull you in. You're not just grieving a person. You're grieving a dream. You invested emotionally, physically, spiritually, and now you're asking your nervous system to separate from something it thought was safety. And that's terrifying. Here's what's actually happening inside you. Your brain has been trained to associate pain with love. Your nervous system is wired for the highs and lows of the cycle. You became addicted to the hope that maybe this time, it will change. This isn't weakness. It's a trauma bond. Narcissists weaponize connection. They give you just enough love to keep you loyal, and just enough pain to keep you doubting yourself. So when you cut contact, your entire system goes into withdrawal, just like an addict without the drug. You shake. You cry. You question everything. You feel like you've made a mistake. That is your nervous system detoxing from a manipulation cycle. But here's the truth. You're not abandoning anyone. You're choosing yourself. You're choosing sanity. You're choosing peace over chaos. Even if it hurts right now, let's call this what it is, addiction. Not to a substance, but to a person. To a cycle. You're not addicted to the narcissist themselves. You're addicted to the hope of who they could be. It starts with love bombing, intense attention, sudden connection. Phrases like, "I've never felt this way about anyone before. You're the only one who understands me." You feel seen, safe, special. But then, it starts to shift. They withdraw. They criticize, but wrap it in concern. "You're too sensitive." They guilt you, but call it love. "I just want what's best for you." And you start chasing their approval, thinking that's love. But it's not love. It's intermittent reinforcement, the same psychological mechanism used in gambling addiction. Random reward. Random affection. You never know when it's coming, but when it does, it lights up your nervous system. Cortisol. Dopamine. Adrenaline. Bonded through chaos. That's the trauma bond. Your body becomes trained to expect emotional volatility as a form of connection. That's why calm feels boring. And peace feels unsafe at first. You're not choosing pain. Your nervous system is seeking the familiar, because it's never known anything else. But you can unlearn it. You can rewire it. You can teach your body that peace doesn't mean punishment. The first step is understanding, you're not crazy for missing them. You're chemically and psychologically trauma bonded, and you're starting to break that chain. Every minute you stay no contact is a message to your brain. I choose safety over chaos. I choose me. Now let's talk about what happens when you finally go no contact. Because narcissists don't just let you walk away. They panic. Not because they love you, but because they're losing their supply. Their source of control, validation, and emotional fuel is disappearing. So they react. And here's how. 1. The Hoover. They may come back sweet, apologetic, even romantic. Suddenly, they see the light. They say they've changed. But watch this closely, the moment you let your guard down, the cycle begins again. This isn't love. It's strategy. They're hoovering, sucking you back in to regain control. 2. The smear campaign. If they can't get you back, they'll try to destroy how others see you. You may hear they're calling you unstable, manipulative, cruel. They want to flip the narrative, make you the abuser. This isn't about truth. It's about ego preservation. 3. The guilt trip. They'll weaponize your empathy. I guess I never mattered to you. So this is what I get after everything I did? You're just like everyone else. They want you to feel bad for choosing yourself. But remember, you're not hurting them. You're just no longer letting them hurt you. 4. Silent treatment or sudden discard. Some narcissists punish you by going cold, disappearing to make you question everything. Or they'll discard you suddenly and pretend you never existed. But even that silence is a tactic. To them, everything is about power. Even their withdrawal is designed to hurt you. Here's what matters: their reaction to your boundaries reveals their true intentions. And if someone punishes you for protecting your peace, that was never love. Stay grounded. Stay no contact. Every guilt trip, every message, every bait, is a test. And every time you don't respond, you win your freedom back. Let's go deeper into the traps that pull survivors back in, even when they know better. Because understanding these traps gives you power. It helps you recognize the game while you're still standing on the board. Trap 1, Hoovering with hope. They say things like, "I've changed. Let's start over. I'll go to therapy. You're the only one who gets me." But pay attention. They're not acknowledging the pain they caused. They're not accepting accountability. They're offering hope without evidence. And hope without action is manipulation. They don't want to rebuild, they want to regain access. Trap 2, Guilt, the quiet sabotage. You may start hearing your own inner voice say, "Maybe I overreacted. They had a hard childhood. What if I just gave it one more try?" But here's the truth: compassion doesn't require self-destruction. You can understand someone's pain without returning to it. Guilt is not a sign that you're doing something wrong, it's a sign that you're healing from emotional conditioning. You were trained to believe that your worth was in your sacrifice. Now you're choosing peace, and your nervous system doesn't recognize it yet. Stay with that discomfort. It's not danger, it's growth. Trap 3, the pull of the familiar. Even pain can feel comforting when it's familiar. If you spent months or years tied to someone who made you question your reality, silence can feel unbearable. You crave the chaos, because it became your baseline. But hear me now, familiarity is not safety. Just because you're used to them, doesn't mean you need them. The pull is real, and it fades with truth, time, and tools. Your reminder: you don't need to explain yourself. You don't need to respond to their messages. You don't owe anyone your peace. Your job now is to stay the course. Even when it hurts. Even when you're tempted. Because what's on the other side of no contact is clarity, freedom, and the chance to meet you again. Okay, let's get real. What do you actually do in those moments when you're tempted to break no contact? When you hear a song that reminds you of them? When they text "I miss you" at 2 a.m.? When the silence feels louder than the pain ever did? Here's your roadmap: real tools, real steps, for when the urge feels overwhelming. Step 1, ground into the truth. Stop and ask yourself, what exactly am I missing? The person, or the illusion? Did they ever make me feel emotionally safe? Or just emotionally addicted? Then write it down. In that moment. No filters. Just truth. Because temptation thrives in emotional fog. And truth cuts through it. Step 2, use the 20-minute rule. When the craving to reach out hits, set a timer for 20 minutes. Commit to doing something healing for just those 20 minutes. Go for a walk. Watch a healing video. Journal the urge without acting on it. Most urges to break no contact pass if you don't feed them. You're not weak, you're withdrawing. And withdrawal has a rhythm. Step 3, have a no contact emergency kit. This can be physical or digital, a space you go when the pull is strong. Screenshots of their cruel messages. A letter to yourself reminding you why you left. Affirmations like, "I am not theirs to fix. I choose peace over chaos. My silence is not weakness, it's wisdom." Step 4, tell someone safe. Text a friend. Join a support forum. Comment on a healing video. Say, "I want to break no contact right now." Speaking it out loud gives it less power. And chances are, someone else has felt exactly what you're feeling, and survived it. Step 5, reframe the silence. Silence isn't punishment. It's protection. Every day you don't contact them, your brain is rewiring. Your nervous system is finding safety and calm. You're learning that connection doesn't have to come through pain. That's not loneliness. That's liberation in progress. Final reminder for this section. No contact is not about blocking them. It's about unbinding you. And the more you stay committed to yourself, the less power they hold, even in your memories. Here's the truth nobody tells you. No contact isn't just about losing them. It's about finding you. Because when the noise is gone, and the gaslighting stops, you begin to hear something new, your own voice. At first, that silence feels empty. But eventually, it becomes sacred. This is what the silence of no contact builds inside you. 1. Clarity. You start to see the cycle for what it was, without their spin on it. You remember what they said, how they twisted things, how you shrank. And slowly, you stop blaming yourself. 2. Self-trust. You begin asking, what do I feel? You make choices without their judgment. You notice your own needs, and you honor them. That's not selfish. That's self-repair. 3. Boundaries that stick. You used to explain your pain. Now you protect it. You don't engage with bait. You don't explain your absence. You don't defend your truth. Because your peace no longer requires permission. 4. A new identity. You're not the person who tolerated emotional chaos anymore. You're the person who survived it. And that's powerful. This silence, this space, it's the soil where your new self is growing. Every boundary you hold. Every moment you sit with discomfort instead of reaching out. Every tear that falls in silence is a seed of your rebirth. You didn't lose them. You released the illusion, so you could finally meet the version of you that's been buried under survival mode. No contact isn't the end of the story. It's the beginning of one where you're the main character. Let's end this together, the way your healing began, with truth. Because going no contact isn't just a boundary. It's a deep act of self-love. It's you saying, I will not beg for love anymore. I will not abandon myself to be chosen. I will not trade my peace for connection that costs me my sanity. You may still miss them sometimes. That's okay. Healing doesn't erase the pain, it teaches you how to honor it without staying in it. You may still have moments where you feel weak. But listen to me carefully. You are not weak for walking away. You are brave. You are powerful. You are someone who said, even if I love them, I love me more now. In time, you'll wake up and not check your phone for their name. You'll pass their street and not feel your chest tighten. You'll hear their favorite song and stay grounded. You'll breathe deeply and feel, for the first time in years, safe in your own body. That's what no contact gives you. It's not punishment. It's liberation. Let this be your affirmation. I don't chase closure anymore. I give it to myself. I don't seek their apology. I offer myself truth. I don't explain why I left. I honor why I did. If this video found you in the middle of your storm, subscribe for more tools, truth, and healing. Share your story in the comments. You never know who your words might save. Find the full healing program in the video description. Because this isn't the end of your story. It's the beginning of your freedom.